What's going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with my Browns Packers Week 3 game recap. And man, what a game, right? As the Browns win out in front of the Dawg Pound, coming off, let's be honest, a straight beating against the Ravens. And for like 3 3/4 of this game, it was looking like the Browns were going to get shut out, right? Offense once again looking like straight ass, but the defense was trying their hardest to keep us in the game. And eventually, they got them one. Yeah, that's right. The Browns forced a turnover. For a while, I didn't think that was legal for us, right? But no, Grant Delpit actually picked off Jordan Love for the first time this year. And he returned it inside the 5-yard line where the Browns punched it in the end zone to tie the game. After the Browns had already burped themselves out of a touchdown before, they ended up with a field goal. And then it looked like the Packers are going to walk us down the field for a game-winning field goal. And Denzel Ward blocked the attempted game winner from Brandon McManus. Greg Newsome fell on it. So yeah, he actually did something good for once. Love to see that. That's dance-worthy right there. I'll be honest. That's very dance-worthy. And Joe Flacco did what he had to do. Got him in the field goal range. And then they brought the kid out there, Andre Smith, who, of course, earlier this week actually hurt himself. And he nailed the game-winning kick with 55-yarder with 3 seconds to go. Yeah. So, yeah, from 55. I don't even know if he's fully healthy. Imagine that, right? My dude is banged up, nailing 55-yard game-winning field goals. All right, then. All right. Now, there was a flag, but I guess it was on the Packers. That's usually the case. Because I swear, if it was on the Browns, this phone would have gone through my window. Yeah. So, Browns go out and they beat the Green Bay Packers for the first time since 2005. So, yeah, 20 years. How fitting. As they won, thanks to Andre Smith's big ass leg, 13-10. And the Browns are now 1-2 on the year. And the Packers fall to 2-1. As far as how the Browns did, Joe Flacco, 21 of 36, 142 yards and a pick. Got sacked twice. Much better game on the ground. It was mainly Quinshawn Judkins doing the damage. 18 carries, 94 yards and a touchdown. Dylan Sampson, 1 carry for 2 yards. Once again, we saw more of Jerome Ford than Dylan Sampson. Like, what's the deal? They were utilizing Dylan Sampson in the passing game a lot week 1, and now all of a sudden it's back to Jerome Ford. Like, come on, Kevin. Why are we still using Jerome in 2025? The dude stinks. Feed me more of the rookies. Because they're balling out here, right? Now, through the air, David Njoku, 5 receptions, 40 yards. Cedric Tillman, 3 for 26. Harold Fannin, 3 for 25. Jerry Jeudy, 1 for 17. Isaiah Bond, 2 for 16. But man, there was a couple times they had Isaiah Bond open, especially on that flea flicker. I know Browns fans are going to be extra pissed about that flea flicker because my dude was open. It seemed like Joe Flacco had already predetermined what he was doing. Because literally right after he got the ball back from the running back on the flicker, he immediately passed it to Fannin. So he knew what he was doing. It's not like he didn't know what was going to happen. He predetermined what he was going to do with it. So yeah, overall, good game, somewhat, I guess. The offense didn't do much, but still. They did what they had to do when they needed to do it. Jamari Thrash, 2 receptions, 7 yards. Judkins, 1 for 1. They even tried a pass to Luke freaking Whippler. That was back when they were inside the 5 the first time, when they only ended up with a field goal. Because, of course, Kevin just can't refuse. He can't resist. That's a better word. He can't resist the opportunity to get cute with it. And this was unnecessary. You're inside the 5-yard line at the 1. Run the ball. I just don't understand the mental gap when it comes to that stuff. Hey, we're inside the 1. Let's pass it. Now, how about you run? Swear. He couldn't refuse the opportunity to do something weird. Yeah. Swear. Those trick plays and those cutesy plays stare at Kevin in the playbook like the Green Goblin mask in Spider-Man. Right? I mean, come on. What's going on here? Stop getting cute when it's unnecessary. Damn. Now on the other side of the ball, this defense was eating. 5 sacks from multiple different players. Only one player had multiple sacks in this game, and that was Malik Collins, who had 1.5. Man, I knew Malik Collins was going to be an animal on this defense, but yeah, having defensive tackles who can actually rush the passer. In the past, we've mainly just went with run stuffing defensive tackles while the edge rushers attack the quarterback. Now we have 4 dudes almost every play that can attack the quarterback. There's no escape. I love it. So yeah, Collins had a sack and a half. Carson Swisinger had a sack. Love that. Alex Wright had a sack. Mason Graham, Aiden Huntington, and of course, Myles Garrett all had a half a sack apiece. So you could just say we were having a nice little party in the backfield. It's a party in the backfield, yeah. And then, of course, Grant Delpit got the first interception of the season for the defense. Not much from the kick return squad, Caden Davis and DeAndre Carter, not really much there. But Andre Smith, good from 55 to give the Browns their first win of the season. And to think if Andre had just made his freaking extra point in that other kick week 1, we'd be sitting here 2-1 on the year. But alas, 1-2. Better than 0-3. That's for damn sure. And we got Detroit next week in the Motor City. That'll be fun. And then, of course, we go to London to face what I assume would be Carson Wentz and the Minnesota Vikings, who, if I remember correctly, actually dropped a big old deuce. Yeah, 48 points on the Bungles' heads today. Damn. That's tough. That's tough. Good old Bungles, right? Still the same old Bungles that we all know and love. That's tough. First you lose Joe Burrow for like 3 months, and then you get your backs blown out by the Vikings. That's tough, man. You hate to see that. Now getting into my post-game observations. Number 1, turnover. For the first time since week 16 last year. Way too long between turnovers, but I'll take it. Number 2, the rookies are balling. Like, I didn't really care if we sucked this year as long as the rookies look good. And I've seen people on Twitter saying this. This honestly might be Andrew Berry's best draft class, bar none. I don't think I can think of a draft class that was better than this one. Maybe trying to think. He wasn't the one that drafted. No, that was Dorsey. Dorsey had 2018. Yeah, this has to be the best one. Yeah, not gonna lie, I think it is. Everybody's making plays. I love it. Even got an undrafted free agent out here making plays in Aiden Huntington. Yeah. Number 3. This is sad, but Joe Flacco needs to go be a family man. Yeah, he doesn't have it anymore. It's only a matter of time before Kevin yanks the leash, pulls him back, and puts in the kid. I assume that'll be after the Pittsburgh game. I know Browns fans are calling for Dylan Gabriel today. Honestly, I think it'll happen sooner rather than later. Because we can only tolerate Joe Flacco doing this crap for so long. It's like the offense is stuck in first gear. Not even, it's like stuck in neutral. Is the car even on at this point? You're wondering. And then, of course, finally, Andre freaking Smith. He might actually shed the Andre nickname if he keeps doing that. Man, that dude has a grip on him. And again, he got hurt during the week. But he checked out fine and boom, 55-yarder for the win. Hell yeah, no doubt about it. Now, before I get into my game MVP stuff, I do have some breaking news that actually came out a little bit ago. For anyone wondering, oh my God, could they change quarterbacks? This is from Kevin Stefanski, courtesy of Mary Kay Cabot on Twitter. Browns' Kevin Stefanski said he's sticking with Joe Flacco going forward despite the tough sledding. He was without 2 starting tackles. Yeah, that's another thing. Jack Conklin once again didn't play because he's made of whatever, paper mache, wet paper towel, wet tissue paper, made of glass, whatever. Made of mud. I don't even know. Mud's tougher than what he is. Damn. But yeah, DeJuan Jones actually left the game on the first drive with a knee injury. Defender kind of ran into his legs, so hopefully he's all right there. Kind of scary. I was thinking it was a hyperextension, but who knows? Hoping for the best. But yeah, Joe Flacco's still going to be the guy. I have a feeling he's going to be very stingy with this. Going to be like this every week. Right? And then getting into my game MVP. I know many of you think defense, maybe Quinshawn, Andre Smith. Because obviously without him, we lose. Or we'll go into overtime. You could honestly say Denzel Ward for blocking the kick. Or Grant Delpit for picking off the pass. Actually, quite a few MVPs. But I'm going to say Andre because he actually won us the game. Because without him, we're still playing. And who knows? Do we win in overtime? I don't know. But I'm just glad he nailed the kick and we're 1-2 on the year. Detroit coming up next week. It's going to be a fun one. And then we continue our tour day NFC North with the Vikings in London. And then we'll move on from there. Then we got Pittsburgh and then I think we got Miami. So, should be fun. But with that being said, that's going to wrap it up for this one. Of course, the Browns winning means Victory Monday tomorrow. And I know what y'all are thinking. The Guardians, right? I think they lost or they're losing. Honestly, I mean, they won 10 in a row. I was expecting a loss at some point. They had already swept the Tigers. I mean, sweeping back-to-back series would have been insane. You knew they were going to have a hiccup at some point. I'm just glad that the Browns won. The Guardians sacrificed a win today for the Browns. Love to see that. How nice of the Guardians to sacrifice a win for the Browns. They said, we'll take the loss if the Browns win. Because, of course, it's illegal for me to have 2 of my favorite teams win on the same day. That doesn't happen too often nowadays. But yeah, with that being said, guys, I will see you guys tomorrow for Victory Monday. Probably go live sometime tomorrow. I don't know when. But yeah, big win for the Browns. in the win column for the first time this year. See what they do against Detroit. And shout out to all the Packer fans I know. Matt Ogden. I know there's a few others. Of course, Tom Grossi. He actually streamed the game. Shout out to him. Nick Fargo. Haven't heard much from him recently, but yeah, shout out to Nick, Matt Ogden, all the cheeseheads out there. You know, it sucks that had to happen, but it's going to happen at some point. Of course, you lose to the Browns, right? Y'all looked impressive against two playoff caliber teams, and then you come out against old man Joe Flacco and you lose. That's tough. But with that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow for Victory Monday. But with that being said, I'm Crazy Dog. Let's go Browns. 1-2 feels way better than 0-3, so I'll take it. So with that being said, go Browns. I'm Crazy Dog, and I'm out. Bye-bye. Yeah. And oh, by the way, Guardians series recap stream will be later tonight, so keep an eye out for that too. Bye-bye. Yeah.